What up? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Brothers of Legacy. I am AD Walker, the pusher, the grower, the motivator. Appreciate you guys for being here. Um, today we're gonna have a great show. It's Freestyle Friday. You know how we do. It gets crazy, it gets a little ridiculous. But if it's just me, we'll be here for a little bit. But we're gonna talk about a few things that was on my mind this week. And what I want you to do is to share, let everybody know. Ooh, excuse me. Let everybody know that we are in the building. So that's so funny. I get text messages from the bus app. It's called Here Comes the Bus. Tell you kind of where they're at. I had to reside to take my children to school because the bus is so incredibly late. I just decided that I just go ahead and take it myself. But yeah, so again, welcome to the Brothers of Legacy. I know I'm gonna do something a little backwards because in the YouTube space, this right here is what grabs them. So I don't want them to see the countdown or intro. So just give me 1 second. Do some sharing. Sharing is caring. This is just the quick. We're gonna get started. All right. So one moment. We'll be right back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Just so you know, August 22nd will be, I should say, celebrating our 500th episode. Somewhere in the midst of here, we've reached 500, but we're going to be celebrating all next week. Going to be having quite a few guests and former brothers. Well, not even former; they're still the brothers. They're still part. Come through and have some great conversations. So make sure you are here all next week. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. So, uh, again, this is Freestyle Friday. We've talked about our journey as far as growing up in school, our fatherhood journey. This week has been filled with nostalgia as well as a forward thinking about how we are affecting our next generation. And if you've never really, if it's your first time watching us, or even just kind of the first season of us watching, you just kind of jumped on. It's been a month or so. Just, just an understanding of who we are, as the Brothers of Legacy and what we're about, and some of our goals as the Brothers of Legacy. One is, of course, to press forth press forth a positive message from men, to be more specific, Black men, about us, and our families and how we care for them. We are a group of men that are family focused, and just to kind of show you or change the mindset or the narrative that's out there that Black men are not in their families. And as Dr. Rollins pushes the message out as well about, um, that's a myth. Black men are involved in their children's lives and their families and things of that nature. But to have the tough conversations to kind of help tweak some of the issues in our community. Um, so we come on every day, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. to kind of speak upon, some of the situational issues that are prevalent in our community. I know there may be some spots or areas that we might not have covered or may not have talked about. Again, next week will be our 500th episode. So we spoke about a lot of things, and maybe there are some areas that you want us to delve deeper into. Like, you guys have never really been specific about this area, or talked about this area. So two things. One, you can mention them right now in the comments. We'll take them under consideration, or even tackle it right now. you know, or at least touch the surface of it, because there's always a depth in every conversation, depending on how hot it may be, as well as you can boom, boom, boom. Email us at brothersoflegacy@gmail.com. Email us at brothersoflegacy@gmail.com. What I do realize I did not do is connect my text service. Fridays is always kind of different because I tend to forget sometimes. So yeah, definitely we're going to do that. But join our text community. Text LWN to 84576. Text LWN to 84576. And you never miss a broadcast, never miss a episode of the Brothers of Legacy. Let's see. Let's do this. Spliggity splow. So make sure you guys stay connected. Hopefully, as you're watching this, we are saying something that resonates with you or someone you know. And if it is someone you know, let them know about the broadcast as well. Our goal is to change the narrative in our community, to get people to think a little differently about how they may see Black men in particular, and some of the things that we're doing. Um, some of my goals, dealing with the Brothers of Legacy, is to connect with other agencies and resources in order to display the opportunities and the resources that are in our community. Um, I'm not sure if it's going to be this week or next week. Well, it won't be this week. Take that, scratch that. um, Maybe next week or the following week. I have a gentleman that has a health insurance product, Care Source. So we're connecting just to get our schedules together. So I'm gonna have him on here, talking about health insurance, affordable insurance, and how it's a good thing. Let's do this. Okay. Sorry, guys, trying to multitask a little bit. Um, but yeah, so like I said, I appreciate you guys for being here, rocking with us, always a part of what we do. Almost put the wrong link out there. so so um, again, make sure you share, because sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. And let's see. Today though, like this week has been a little crazy. Been a little bit. I mean, oh, ha 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 ha. So, um, I have my brother Kaneem on. We've been kind of going through this process of, is Trump going to jail or not? One of his top men in his organizations has gotten busted on tax evasion. Him directly, that person got busted on tax evasion. So they're apparently saying he's going to snitch. I think he's just going to be the fall guy. Everyone's looking for some info. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. He's going to do his time and get taken care of when he comes out. This is going to be it. But yeah, so prayerfully your week's going well. But today, just kind of like I said, it's a Freestyle Friday, but this week we've been talking about fatherhood, some of our journey. I want to say that it's always a learning experience. The journey of fatherhood is a continuously learning experience. And anybody watching or anybody connected to any dads, share this with them that it's okay. You're not going to always get it right. And there are going to be times that you question, am I doing all the right things? You can only do what you know and what you know is best. The keys are not to try to be too abusive, be too hard, yet not be so soft that you're so lenient that your child is not getting the discipline and direction that they need to become the best person possible. One of the greatest things I can always suggest, and one of the services or sources of resource for Brothers of Legacy, is the accountability process, where we hold each other accountable. We have a group of men you can bounce things off of. Am I crazy, or am I wrong for doing such and such? That's always like the greatest thing to have, especially men that are like-minded, right? Trying to hold our families down, trying to keep our children straight so they can become successful in life. It's always good to bounce ideas off other gentlemen that are, like I said, are like-minded. But the one thing is, you never feel like you're alone in this journey. Nothing's more relieving than to talk about a situation that you feel like can't nobody else go through this or be going through this, and someone mentions like, yeah, I'm going through the same thing. I'm going through the same thing. I'm having the same issues. I'm having the same struggles, and I just can't get right as well. And you try to figure out a solution. Try to figure out, how can we overcome this? And then some things are a time. Just stay with it. Just stay in it. Mine finally figured it out. Yours will too. Just stay in it. Just keep staying in their ear. Don't give up. Don't let them get lost. Um, One of the and I'm switching a little bit, but I like I've always mentioned, from time to time I drive Lyft to pay for everything here. So I drive Lyft at times. Hey, Mama Core, if I didn't say good morning to Lisa, good morning, Lisa. Um, I drive Lyft from time to time, and I had a young lady that works at like the psych ward at a hospital. She didn't say which hospital, but she works at like the psych ward. She's like a nurse. Um, and she was saying how suicides are high. Like she's been there a couple of years, and she's noticed like more and more suicides are coming through, and they're teenagers, they're young adults. And she was saying it's because of the pressures that are put on them, from schooling to work to life, to try to figure out certain things from outside sources, or maybe even social media. She didn't say exactly. More or less, I think more or less it was the parents or people she's in contact with putting a lot of pressure on them, and it's a lot to handle. She was telling me it's a tragedy, because by the time like she gets folks, they're in dire need. So it's like it's going to be medication just to get them down, you know, get them to a good space to have conversations and kind of talk things through. But she said it's crazy, the amount or the level of attempts to suicide. Because by the time she gets the ones that are attempted, it's she said it's heartbreaking. So to those that are parents out there, um, and you're watching, you know, try to be mindful of the level of pressure that you put on your children. I try to be, and like I was telling her, I said, I hope I'm not putting that level of pressure on my children. Like you're like, nah, I ain't doing that. But I hope I'm not. I don't feel like I am, but it can be happening. But you gotta, one of the things that she said was like, we gotta listen. We gotta have open dialogue talking to our children. Open dialogue talking to our children. Because a lot of times, the uh the dialogues that we're having, are like one-sided. Blah 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 blah. Do this, do this, do this, do this. You're not doing this. Do this, do this, do this, do this. You're not doing this. It's just boom, 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 boom. But we may not give them an opportunity to speak or to have what's their opinion or what's the thought process, you know. And it's ways to have those thoughtful conversations. And you try to open it up. Like me and my wife, we try our best to make sure we're open up. We, of course, you're in the disciplining, in the teaching, and you're not cleaning, and you got to clean like this, and you got to get this, and you got to do this, but you got to give space to have conversation. So today's message, today's message is to have conversations with your children, real thoughtful conversation. And if you have children and you're watching this, and if it's been a while, if it's been a while, I want to encourage you to open up the dialogue again. Open up the dialogue. Don't give up on your children, no matter where they're at. Don't give up on them. Granted, get into a young adult space. Sometimes the tough love is what's needed, but you never give up and cut them off. Like, even if you have to temporarily cut certain things off, don't cut your love off. Don't cut your availability off. You just got to get into a space where you're saying, no, not this is not a good time to do that, but you can't, you can't cut your children off. You never want them to feel alone. Like, you don't want to feel alone. You never want them to feel alone. And again, make sure you connect with others. Get into a village. And if you're part of a ministry or church, try to find those that you can genuinely connect to. you know we're different people. Every person isn't the same. So find those that you can connect to, so you don't have to do life raising a family, do it all alone. Like, we get the providing part. The providing part is, yeah, you kind of, you and yours got to kind of figure out the providing part. But the counseling, the instructions, you know that can be help. You can get help. Get into a village, or find those that you can connect to, and begin to build on that. And if you're struggling with finding people, email me. Email brotherlegacy@gmail.com. Because I kind of have an idea, but I want to formally put together kind of a way to find your village. Now, we haven't perfected it, but my wife and I have kind of begun to develop it. So there are ways and things that we do to find the right people. It's not a perfect system, but you'll find those that are like-minded and be able to connect with someone who cares more than you can imagine. But the thing is, right? The key to really developing a genuine village. Speaking of purposeful forever, some of the keys to developing a genuine village. What's up, Michael? Good morning, sir. Some of the keys to developing a genuine village is you have to be in a giving position as well. Not talking about like money per se, but you can't just take, 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 take. Because sometimes people want to join stuff so they can take. You got to join stuff so you can serve and give, and be open to get as well. Like, oh, I want to be a part Be a part of what's happening in this space, which means there's work being done and you got to put some work in it as well. Understand that part. Understand that part. The problem, I really feel like, and this is my personal opinion, I guess because I'm BOL, this will be the opinion of BOL. Um, a lot of people that are out struggling, homeless kind of situations long term because they lack village and connection. They burnt bridges, that one piece, or they're too ashamed to tell folks they're struggling or need help. I truly believe that because I know people that I've helped or people that I've seen in certain situations, and after dealing with them for a little while, they're very inconsiderate. They're very, they just they make things a struggle. They make things tough. Over here, oh yeah, she's in Facebook land. Um, they make things very, very hard to help them, and they don't want to listen. Like, you're in the thick of a struggle. You need to listen to any and every advice possible. At least take it down. Like, don't fight it. Take it down. You ever trying to help somebody and they hit you with excuse after excuse after excuse, and you're like, this is why you're here. This is exactly why you are here. You know, because I know too many people that just they disconnect from some solid resources just because they want to do what they want to do. And then they call out for help, you know, and no one's trying to control you. I'm just trying to help you get your feet, get your footing, but you're not listening. You're not trying to change anything. You're not trying to shift any situations. You're just going to do the same things over and over, then come back, hey, I need help. you know, and then listen. You same folks are given opportunity to contribute. They're given the same opportunities to contribute, and they don't do it. I'm too busy for it. I can't. I don't. I don't feel like it. I ain't got time. All a whole heap of excuses. A whole heap of excuses. That's why some people can never connect with anybody because they're not willing to help. They're not willing to sacrifice anything. Successful people sacrifice stuff. People that are successful and stay successful, they sacrifice. They're willing to give. Right. People want help with no accountability. And part of the reason that you need help is because you haven't been accountable to anything. Right. Nothing. Not accountable to Zeus, Zippo, Zitino. It's not even a word. But it just right. Indeed. And they won't help, then don't contribute, and it's taken me a lot to really see how to build because I might, step on some toes. I don't. It is what it is. But people want to, we need to come together and build together. But their idea is just to get something out of it. Let's come together so I can get something out of this. Not let's come together so we can put something in this thing. Let's put something in this thing, right? Because I've seen posts about let's come together, but are you willing to put something in this to really make it happen? Are you really, really willing to do this thing? My pastor would always say, it's not mind of matter, but mind over over mattress. People are just lazy. I don't know if it's lazy though. I don't know if it's lazy. I don't know if it's lazy. I think it's more selfish than lazy. Honestly, I think it's more selfish than lazy. The unwillingness to put anybody else above themselves that will help the greater good. Because I know people that will help certain folks, but they won't help a collective that can build something great. Does that make sense? Has anybody ever, like, they will help those that are on the struggle bus, that are hard headed, that are, you know, they'll give to those that are the underdog, undertow, but would never. And I've seen it. I don't know, like, and I maybe there's maybe a minority, maybe a anomaly, but they won't get into a collective that would challenge them, and they can add into a space that will help build something, and they will, eventually get something out of it, and it's not even the waiting that they, I don't know, like, I don't know, they're used to giving to places that are not gonna never not really produce any fruit, if that makes sense. Like, they would give the places that if fruit is produced, is gonna be like 20 years from now. Like possibly, like, I don't I don't know, and I've seen it over and over again. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand. And I think, yeah, I don't totally understand it because I've seen it several times, and I don't know if it's a connection thing. I don't know what it may be. Um, I don't know if it's I don't give in because there's a fear that you may gain something from it. Like, it's weird. Yo, let me know if I'm crazy. Have you experienced that with anybody, or just like, I've never seen it. I've seen people not give, not they just, and like Michael said, they're lazy. Or have you seen people that would give the worst of the worst something, but never turn around and build into the collective? What's up, Sam? Hey, sweet Bob. Um, so today I just kind of want to encourage you, like, if you're feeling alone, one man, one mic. Oh, if you are feeling alone, like, is it because you don't have anybody, or is it because you're not reaching out to anybody? Because I had to admit, I had to take a real assessment of my life, because there was a period I would say, like, I don't have anybody, you know. Like, I had some, like, when my mom was alive, whatever. But yeah, I don't have anybody. I need folks, and I had them right there, but I never reached out. I had a contact list that expanded decades. you know, like, kept it 100. I probably could have called them anytime just to talk, you know. Um, and I never used those resources. I never used them. I never reached out. I never maintained relationships, and maintaining a relationship is not that deep. It's not that deep. Like, and we got into this weeds of friendship, and sometimes it's a relationship. Like, we don't have to be best friends. It's just a relationship, and, like, I schedule, like, every 2 months or every couple of weeks, make a phone call, like, hey, how's it going? How's the wife, and how's the kids? Hey, I saw, especially if they act, excuse me, if they're active on Facebook. Hey, I just seen you bought a new house. Hey, sorry for your loss. Hey, are you feeling better? I saw you took a picture in the hospital. Hey, what's going on? Um, Michael says, I'm in sales. There's a saying, rising tides raises all ships. Some people will fix a broken ship rather than help a ship that could potentially. Right. Right. Listen, I was listening, um, to Kevin Hart on, he was on the Pivot podcast. If you ever checked out the Pivot podcast, one of them I definitely recommend. It's really thoughtful. They Celebrities they have on it, they really dig deep. They dig deep. Um, could be selfishness, envious, or competitiveness. Yeah, yeah, I like that. I've heard that saying before, and I've not used it, but I love that. It's a rising tides raises all ships. All raising, everything gets raised up. We all step into the next level. And he said, he started talking about ego. He said he doesn't have an ego. Like he doesn't, and that's not, he doesn't operate from that space. He said him and The Rock are good friends, and he said he said because he has a tequila brand. He said The Rock has a tequila brand. He said if The Rock was here in this tequila brand, I'd be pumping that just like it was mine. He's like, there's no ego. He said there's enough out here for us to get something. He said I was doing a project. Rock said, if you need something, he said, cool, he said, what you want to, what position, producer, he was like, we'll work it out. And also, what's up, Danny? Happy, good morning, happy Friday. Yes. You know what? Happy Friday to everybody. If I hadn't said that, happy Friday to everybody. And so he was saying, he got with, if he got a project going on, he'll go to Hove, Jay-Z, and ask him about, certain things. He said, they just chop it up. He said, it's not a competitive thing. He said, me and Chris Rock, went on the tour, was at the stadium. And he was like, hey, let's see if we can get Dave. He said, you think you do it? He's like, hey, do it. He called like, yeah, let's do it. What time? When? When is it? How are we going to, he said, we'll just figure it out. We'll figure out how to divvy up, But he said, it's just not about ego. He said his thing was creating opportunities. He said, creating opportunities. He said, because the struggle is, he said, I'm hot. He said, I'm hot right now. He said, eventually, this drops. He said, but how could I maintain this? How could I stay in this space? He said, the thing is, he said, we get out there, we create, and then eventually, you lose that momentum. And basically, he's like, I'm building a production company. He said, my job now is to kind of put people on, in a sense. And I'm paraphrasing, kind of put people on, feed families, put food on people's tables, so create opportunities. He said, I'm not in competition. He said, why is this a competition? Why can and this is real, especially in our community. He said, why is it only got to be one? Like, it's got to be Eddie Murphy. It's got to be Chris Rock. Like, why is there only one? Why can't we all just be great? Why can't we all just do our thing? And it's that coming togetherness that we miss in our community a lot of times. And it takes pushing our ego out, right? Sometimes setting part of our agenda to the side to help for the greater good. And I'm learning a lot of this, right? And there are a lot of organizations doing certain sections of helping brothers and helping men do certain things. And I'm realizing, instead of reinventing the wheel, collaborating with other people to build something greater, working together to build something greater. And that is the space that I'm stepping into. And this is kind of like the last couple of days, just thinking about, like, how could we do more of a collaborative effort to build and to reach our goals, where everybody eats, And it's funny, in the nonprofit world, if you don't know, a lot of, like, people go after grants, right? So I got Brothers of Legacy, and I may be going after grant, and some of what I do fulfills the requirements of the grants, but I may not fulfill all of it. So what they tell you to do, partner up, and Dr. Rollins has talked to me about this, and I was speaking to other grant writers, and they say partner up and help to add to the grant. And guess what? We sharing the grant. I'm doing this part, this organization doing this part. This is what we're going to do with the money. You know, and we'll get it, or we'll have a greater chance at getting it, because there's everything's being, all the checks, all the roles are being checked. And that's how we have to start thinking. I need you guys to start thinking more collaboratively instead of competitively. And I know it's challenging at times, because if you're, especially in the social media space, we see our numbers, right? And somebody doing something similar to you, and let's just say followership and viewers and views and comments, you're kind of killing it, right? You're kind of killing it, but you don't have it all, right? And you need to, you want to get into a certain space and someone doing something similar. It's almost like mirrored, but they're not big time. They're not big time like you. Could you be willing to collaborate with someone else that increases the amount of people focus on the same goal and, having more bodies, more voices to push towards something greater? Because, having them on is going to get folks to see them and to dig into them. Because, you're going to get on, hey, make sure you got subscribed to such and such. And it's going to be kind of their come up. But I think we talk about intentionality in relationships, right? We talk about intentionality in relationships. And if you have those intentional conversations, like, this is the reason I want to connect with you, right? Just be open. Like, this is the reason I want to connect with you. There's a lot out here, but I'm not covering it all. You guys are covering some of what we do, but you guys are taking it to a different step, of either a little further or a little broader or a little more specific. Like, we kind of got this space handled because we do well, like, because you can look at your analytics. Every time we talk about this, we get a lot of people. When we talk about this, we don't get as many people, right? And then on the other end, though my numbers are bigger, I look at you guys and your numbers are a little bigger in these areas. You understand what I'm saying? I need your wheels to start turning. You're looking good in these areas. What I feel, if we come together, share the pot, and do the work together, we can be a huge conglomerate. And I've been kind of thinking about that the last couple of days. How to become greater collaboratively. How to become greater collaboratively. Granted, yes, there's always the fear of someone taking what we're doing, oh, and running off with it. It's always the fear. Always the fear. But what I had to realize, right? I had to come to grips with this. Sometimes you just got to take the risk. You just got to take the risk. You just got to connect and pray for the best. Connect and pray for the best. Outside of, the discernment, and because some people they feel like discernment, they just scared. But the discernment, if it's truly there, you're like, yeah, something don't seem right, And my wife is really good. We having conversation. My wife was like, did you hear what they said? Such and such. Did you hear when they said this is about me? Like, did you hear when they said, like, baby, I don't know, because I feel like they got this selfish motive they've not put away yet. Because let's keep it 100. Like we want it, but we want to make sure we're good. Like, it's just the nature of who we are. We want to make sure that we're straight. It said, sooner or later we have to jump to the leap we want to be at. Yeah, right. And it's challenging, but with that being said, like, for me, like, the jumps by myself, and just for clarity, when I say by myself, my family, we all like, man, we about to jump. When we make jumps or whatever, it's more or less us. I can do that. It's all right, we about to jump. Go ahead, grab their hands, let them know we about to jump. We all about to do this thing, so we're gonna be into a space together where we're gonna need them. Like, we're gonna need them. I think they need us. You don't know what trick somebody has. Like, I think they need us in this space, but you got to make that happen. He said, Dr. Ron says, better together. What God has for me is for me. It'll work out. It's better to collaborate. Yes. Dr. Rollins is honestly the queen of collaboration. She has brought together a lot of resources and people, and basically just a whole network. And I love it. Like, I'm jealous. Like, it's cool though, because she has people that divvy out money, coming in the room with folks that need the money, people that have the resources, folks that need the resources, you know, that are just like, we got it. We just need help getting it out. And they're like, hey, I'm here. I can get it out, you know, coming into the same space. And honestly, she has kind of set me in a different mindset. You know, like I've always kind of tried to, I try to speak something, collaborate, get away from competitive, collaborate, get away from competitive. Um, and it matters. Like this coming together matters. It makes us better. It makes us better because the one thing I did notice, and I'm like, okay, I think I can move there. Yeah, indeed, Lisa, she is the best. She said you're a major part of it. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. 'Cause I'm trying to be. I'm trying to build something better. When I get out of here, when it's called to glory, I need to leave something here, not only for my family, but an impact on the world. That's my goal. At least definitely these last 4 years. Like, you know, working and everything is about your fam. Okay, get that insurance, make sure they're straight. But I think these last four is like things got to change. Things got to get better, you know. And I feel like it is, but it just in small spaces. We just gotta broaden it, branch it, you know, change a lot of the narrative and the thinking and the conversations. Conversations just have to change. Um, but yeah, the collaborative effort is just it's huge. And I'm on this Freestyle Friday. Appreciate you guys rocking. This is the Brothers of Legacy. We don't stand out, we stand up. Make sure you sharing this. Share, 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 share. It's all about collaboration. That's what I've been pushing since we started. Oh, so next week is funny because next week is we're celebrating the 500th episodes. We're kind of in that now. If you look on YouTube, you'll see the numbers. It looks kind of funky. I've been trying to fix it, get it right because I had to get it straight. But we're pretty much in the 500th room. But next week we're gonna celebrate, and I'm bringing back some folks that have been on, that used to like solid, been on consistently, as well as a lot of some of the guests that we've had throughout the years, like years, decades. um, and we're gonna chat it up, talk about what they're doing, where we're going, and just my usual conversations. We're having a good time. I really want to take Brothers Legacy to the next level. I'm excited about the future and what's going to happen. And if you're watching this, connect with me, especially my brothers. So Monday, I see Danny. I don't know if he's still in the building, and Michael. This Monday, I'm doing. I won't say the first, but it'd probably be like the first major accountability get together. Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Why so late? Because late is the one time I can grab most people. And if you're on the West Coast, it's a little better because it's later, but it's not like here where it's super early if you're over on the West Coast. All right, so if you know some other brothers, connect. So what I need you guys to do, join the text community. Text LW into 84576. Text LW into 84576. Oh, you're on the West Coast. Okay. You are, aren't you? Are you Cali? Okay, let me know. So funny when you talk to the comments, you got to wait because there's a delay. Then they got to see it and then they got to type it. So it's a little longer. But yeah, definitely text LW into 84576 because I'm really pushing to do some great things. And if you're in Georgia, if you have anybody you're connected to in Georgia, because I'm gonna definitely have a live meetup. My goal, I'm gonna speak it because it's crazy, right? Before we get out of here. Oh, it's crazy because how we used to do these broadcasts was what's called like a cast, and we did it on what's an app called Periscope, which is now gone. Yes, it'll be Zoom. It'll be Zoom. I was gonna think about doing it here. I gotta see, because I got a subscription to StreamYard. I can go long, but Zoom, I don't have that yet. So that's only an hour. Oh, you're in the East Coast. Okay, West Virginia. Awesome. So yeah, definitely or you probably on the text community. Is that probably what the I am? But what was I about to say? So start off Pastor Cast. So Pastor would go, then I will start off, I throw a topic out there. We just talk about stuff like separate, boom, boom, boom. And then I was like, what if we came together once a week, and yeah, right, the days of Periscope, once a week and do the same thing, like in the same space. And I was like, you know what? It'll be cool if we could do it every day, and it's funny when I said it, it's like, man, ain't no way we're gonna be able to come together like that every day, like this, with everybody coming in every single day. And sure enough, it happened. We made it happen. Um, and it's rare times like this I'm by myself. Um, I think I sent that link out. Pastor didn't text me, so he must be like tied up today. Yep. Yeah, he just texted me. Yes, so it's cool. Yes. So with that being said, my next step, and Sam, we're gonna make it happen, is to do this live in a space. Let's just speak studio space, in a space, maybe here, but in a space where we chop it up. Of course, it may start off once a week, but I'm speaking daily in a space every single morning coming together. All right. So I need y'all to pray for me. Pray for me as we try to make that next steps. He said not there. Yeah, no. We're gonna listen, we're gonna be out of this space too. We're gonna be out of this space. So this this gonna be like this, and y'all go to church. Sometimes there's the leading, like, oh man, where are we going? So, I'll be asking and soliciting, soliciting. That's such a horrible word, but asking, we're gonna start doing like donations. That's a great idea. Thank you, Lisa. Yes, I would love to every day. Oh man, I know. I'm excited. I'm excited. Oh, might change the time, but we'll see. We'll see. Uh, if anything, 9, 10, 11 ish. Hopefully you guys can still rock with us. Um, but as we begin to grow, and as any organization, we'll be soliciting donations. So, um, what I'm going to do is more or less say pledge, like you can give monthly, and just to help us, pay for the things that we're going to do, the community that we're going to reach, because it's not just about the broadcast. Understand that. You know, our goal is to reach out into the community, which we are. Um, Not as hard as I like. I got to challenge myself. I got to lead this thing to really make this thing happen. But just to be out there more so, because I wanted to the point that anybody sees that logo, they they may be like, I don't think I've seen you guys before, but man, that logo looks familiar. Like, man, I've seen the brothers of legacy somewhere, because that's where it was. And that's funny because when we was on Periscope, that's where we were. Like, I've gone, you can go into the people's room and watch. It's like, oh, that's ADS, yeah, the brothers of legacy. People like, yeah, I've never stopped and watched, but I know who that is. Like, that's what, at least for a set population, a higher population of people knowing that. And then the inner circle, like, yeah, I've seen it a couple times. Y'all get on my nerves, but I watch out sometimes. you know, that's cool too. But to really change our communities, that collaboration piece really, really, really matters. And as Dr. Rollins is leading, pulling organizations together, my goal is to kind of grab some of the resources from some of these men, these male organizations, and kind of bring them in to be some of the arms to go national, to build something outwardly, And if I've never heard, one of the goals is to have like a brother legacy center. Um, Honestly, the aggressive goal in counties across the nation. And I had my last number, I think that's about 325 or something counties across the nation. All right. Yeah. So so it's the big hairy audacious goal. So if you feel like I'm excited, I love it, feel free to give to the Brothers Legacy right now. I will be starting a campaign next week to do the monthly, but if you're feeling the itch right now, just I don't want you to not have that itch scratched. So get $sign BOL 2019, $sign BOL 2019. I promise you, you will see your money put to work. I promise you, you will see your money put to work. Because I'm pushing this thing every day. I'm talking to people every day. People know about us. I have other folks talking about us. So I'm excited. I'm excited. 2023. Yep, I'm already there. We are going to do some amazing things. I would also like to definitely do some level of a conference. You know, I think everybody does that does that now. So you should be like, yeah, I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. So we're gonna be formalizing that soon. Like I'm really projecting a lot of this right now. Just putting pen to paper, make this thing happen, and have a great year, man. Like I I prayerfully like you guys, like Lisa and Mama Corey, of course, my sweetie Bop, Deborah comes through. Michael, he's now become a staple. My man Danny, he's coming through. Dr. Rollins always. Um, Listen, and those that are watching that haven't commented, that's why I don't know who you are. So if you're like, where you call my name? You ain't saying nothing. You ain't saying nothing. I don't know who you are. I can't see who ain't saying nothing. So this is your opportunity. Say hi. If you're watching on replay, my people, just say hi. That's all. You ain't gotta say much. I just love to see your name, to see you come up. Show up in the number. All right. But I appreciate you guys sincerely because you could, and I say it all the time, but I mean it. You could be watching and doing anything, but you come here rock with us every single morning, and hopefully you're getting something out of this, changing your mind on certain things, or or solidifying some things. Like, yeah, it's what I thought. It's what I thought on certain subjects and situations and issues. All right. Again, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of all 500 plus episodes. And next week is going to be amazing. Have some some old folks come through that you may have not seen in a while. Especially been rocking with us from day one. And we're gonna have a good time. You know, I always make it. It's always gonna be a party. It's always gonna be a party. You're gonna get some information, but we're gonna laugh. You know how we do. We find ways to joke at beautiful at funerals. So you know, it just we cry, then we're laughing. So she says, "Say my name." What's up, Gerardo? Thank you for coming through, my brother. And that's another that dude for Periscope as well. So again, appreciate you. Thank you for rocking with us. Continue to stay safe. And like I talked about the suicide, if you know someone having a mental health crisis, please dial 988, dial 988 so that you can get the appropriate help to calm a situation. Because, you know, things escalate. And like I spoke to the lady, she said by the time it gets to the hospital, it's already like at a 10. All right. What else? I think that's it. So, as always, I know that we love you. God loves you more. Continue to stay safe. Please drive safe on these roads, man. Just saw another accident yesterday. I mean, it's unfortunate. It happens so frequently in front of me. I didn't even react. Like I just saw it. I just stared, and then I just dialed 911. Like that. It's just automatic. Like I can't believe it. You know, because I got it. I got the phone up. Just, you know, 911 emergency, and I get the streets. I get my name. I get my number. Okay, someone will be out there. Thank you. You know, like I know what to assess. Like, yeah, it looks like everybody got out their cars. You know, I think this time one person hadn't got out because the car got smashed on one side, then hit the pole, so they're probably stuck. Prayerfully everything's fine and all is well. Thank you, Mama Corey. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. That when you say that always makes me feel good because they're having conversation. I didn't see it. I said, "Oh, our conversation must not have been as good." And listen. Every show ain't great. Every show ain't great. Every show ain't great. But we try our best to entertain and educate at the same time. All right, I'm done. I'm gonna stop talking. All right, so I will see you guys next week, same time, same channel. Make sure you join our text community. Text LWN to 845-76. Like again, feeling the need to give. $ BOL 2019. Every little bit helps. It helps pay for the broadcast to keep things running, and all that, and then something goes towards what we're building. All right, and I promise you, you'll see progress. Like, oh wow, yeah. So you'll see progress. I promise you. You'll see progress. All right. So take care. Be blessed. Keep pushing. Keep growing. And I always like to say, know that purpose is in you, greatness is before you, and destiny is waiting. All right. Peace out.